Hey everybody, long time no see, and under no circumstances did I want this to be the reason I made my next video, but so many great people who I haven't heard from in quite a long while have been asking what's going on, so I really think I should address it. For those of you who don't know, I've been banned from participation in Steve McRae's Great Debate community. I am barred from joining his hangouts, his Discord, or participating in his Google Plus community at all. Now let's take a look at Steve's post announcing it. Notice, Peer Review has maliciously vandalized the GDC community YouTube channel and has been removed from manager from that channel. Maliciously? I mean, something people in this community have told me for quite a while is that, yeah, I'm a funny troll, but that I'm never malicious about it. I'm very careful not to take things too far, but y'all won't have to take my word for it. I'll be showing you exactly what I did in just a minute here. He has also vandalized the GDC wiki, however, he is a bureaucrat and I cannot remove his user rights. He is banned from the GDC and is not allowed under any circumstances to be allowed in the GDC Hangout or Discord. That's funny. Again, I'll show you exactly what I did in a minute, so you can make up your own mind about it, but I want to draw special attention to something he said here. I never wanted to get into the Steve McRae drama. In fact, when the whole MP situation was first going down and people had something of an exodus from the community, I didn't jump on the bandwagon. In fact, Steve McRae commended me for reaching out to him, which I did at the time to hear his side of things. Apparently, I was the first person to do so. He and I had an off-air hangout about it, wherein he explained to me his side of the story, which I didn't find compelling. I told him as much, and he respected my skepticism and told me that I ought not accept one side without considering the other. He encouraged me to continue being friendly with his detractors, which I did. Steve and I haven't spoken since then, but around that time, the time of the brass tacks document, the time of Steve's drunken rant on a rum and coke night about Sam and Dragnot, you all most likely remember that people's main criticism of him was that he was taking over. He assumed the name of a community that long predated him and will long succeed him. In fact, in the early days of his talk of trademarking the name, I told him in private that I took issue with it. When the Steve drama really broke a while back, I remembered how I felt about him co-opting the community name and trying to act as though he owned the whole of the community. I had a strong urge to come out and be critical of him publicly, because I agreed he was transitioning comfortably and with too little opposition into the role of King Steve. But I didn't. I didn't want to throw him under the bus, and I didn't want to participate in a bout of drama that had already seen strong friendships ended and a major rift in the community that will no doubt be with us for a long time, so I stayed out of it. But thinking back to our concerns that Steve was becoming too dictatorial over this corner of the internet, I wanted to draw one piece of his post to your attention. You'll notice that he was unable to remove my bureaucrat access from the wiki. Why is that? Why was he powerless to do something like that? Because he didn't create the wiki. The Great Debate Community Wiki was created by a friend of mine, Calster. He's a really great kid, and I value his friendship very much. Calster's original goal was for his wiki to have everyone contribute to making fun, satirical pages where we can all kind of just rib on each other, you know, a place where we can all have fun. In creating the wiki, and through other contributions, he assisted in the formation of Steve's corner of the community, as did I. You know the stream background Steve uses? You know, the black one with the, social media links on the bottom? Or the rum and coke night background, or his channel background with the podiums, or the pro-Steve memes and videos that are so often embedded in the wiki and elsewhere? Who do you think made those? I did. Lots and lots of people have contributed to Steve's efforts. I dare say everyone watching this has helped him out in the past in some way. But as I was told when this drama was first going down, no matter what I did, it was only a matter of time before my head was placed on his chopping block. And as evidenced by the events of the past 24 hours, it clearly was. If you wish specific details, please do not hesitate to contact me. I read this line before making this video. My first reaction was to contact him privately about this matter so we could resolve it in private without needing to make it a public spectacle. Unfortunately, however, he had a sad and blocked me absolutely everywhere under the goddamn sun. So much for that plan. Since I'm blocked from his community, and I can't express my side of things there, and I can't sort this out with him in private, I had no choice. I needed to make a video. So without further ado, here's what happened. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone yesterday. They told me about a journalist on Twitter I might be interested in following, so for the first time in a while I opened up my Pew Review Twitter and was greeted with this. Yeah, and when I was in an off-air hangout later on, I had to share it with the participants, which led to us looking at his Facebook for any additional gems, and needless to say, we found some. Once a sufficient quantity of lugs were had, I remembered that I had access to Steve's GDC community channel. Now, I knew that I had access to it for quite a while. In fact, several weeks ago in a different off-air, I logged into that channel and subscribed to several dozen channels. The idea was that it'd be a long time before anyone noticed, making it a pretty funny and harmless bit of trolling, but when it was all said and done, I forgot to make the subs and likes public. Fast forward to yesterday, and I finally remembered, so I did that. I subscribed to a bunch more Mormon channels, and literally went down the line and liked a bunch of Mormon videos, and some Tommy Hall videos for good measure, so if anyone looked at the channel page, they'd be greeted with it and realize that someone was just messing with him for the lugs, you know. But as I was doing this, I was suddenly signed out of the account. After trying to log in again, I realized that my access to the account had been pulled, which, whatever, that's fine. I didn't know how he came to realize anything was happening, though. Like, in fact, I didn't think that it was even possible for him to find out who was doing it, but evidently it was. It was late at that point, so I decided to leave the off-air and do one last thing before I went to bed. Since Steve was being such a poor sport and not having a sense of humor, I decided to take things a little farther, and here's what I did. It's not locked anymore. How interesting. Okay, let's get that going on, shall we? Yeah, I decided to just screw it. This'll be alright. This'll be alright. Apply changes. Okay.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
That was amazing. Satisfied with what I thought were some pretty hilarious and easily reversible edits, I logged off and went to bed. It was only when I got home from my college earlier this afternoon that I got the notifications. Apparently, Steve had the channel set up to tweet when he liked a video or subscribed to a channel, and when I made the subs and likes public, it caused his account to tweet rapid fire at each like and subscribe that I did after I had, made them public. Which, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty funny, but that's really not at all what I intended, and if I had known it was going to post to Twitter like that, I would have liked and subbed to everything that I was going to, and then made them public, rather than the other way around, so it wouldn't spam his Twitter. The spamming of Steve's Twitter was not an intended outcome, since the idea was always for this to be a subtle, hard-to-notice sort of prank. Which brings me to Steve's accusation of malice. He's repeatedly referred to my actions yesterday and early this morning as being malicious attempts at vandalizing his channel and community, and that my behavior was destructive. This idea is, to me, laughable. Honestly. I mean, I've shown exactly what I did with his channel and with the wiki, and I'm confident that outside observers will see this as a fairly harmless bit of April Fool's fuckery. I mean, think about it. If my goal really was to vandalize his channel, or to damage his reputation, or any of the other things that he's accused me of now, think of all the things that I could have done with the access that I had. I mean, for one, I had his phone number and address, which aren't hard to find, granted, but I still could have made them easier to find than they presently are, or, simply thrown it to 4chan and let them do what they're known for. I could have deleted videos from the channel. I could have posted porn and gore. I could have created videos with titles for the sole purpose of going up to his Twitter and posting it as though it were him. I could have added whoever I wanted to the list of channel moderators and banned anyone I wanted from the live chat. I had an incredible amount of power to wreak havoc on his channel if I'd wanted to, but that's just the thing. I didn't do any of that. Nor would I ever want to. That's not what I'm about. That's not who I am. I liked some Tommy Hall videos, and subscribed to a few Thickshade Sock accounts. In no particular order, for no particular reason, just went down the list. Steve's narrative that the fun I had represented an attempt to destroy or vandalize his channel or community in any way is an accusation of the highest absurdity. The same goes for his page on the wiki. I had, and at the time of my recording this still do have, access to the exact same rank in the community as Steve himself does. Calster gave that rank to both of us. I could have edited his page to say whatever I wanted. I could have made some edits that were substantially harder to detect, or substantially more harmful, like with docs or something like that. But what did I do? I confined all of my edits to the box on the right-hand side, and filled it with essentially more of the same. Many of the references to Steve being gay or an unfair moderator have existed on that page for a very, very long time. In fact, they're still up there. Go look for yourself. And it's not like Steve's is the only page like this. Here's what some of the other pages look like. As you can see, this wiki was never meant to be some bastion of serious intellectual dialogue, not by anyone, including Steve himself. In fact, on June 21st and 24th of last year, Steve McRae hosted Hangouts promoting the wiki as a place to create hilariously irreverent pages about people. So irreverent, in fact, that Steve himself had concerns that the wiki would be banned for violating fandom's terms of service. And as for Steve being moralizing about people sullying the serious professional nature of his community, and how he doesn't tolerate trolls, need I remind you that the notorious toxic troll he objected to me jokingly subbing to, Thickshades, appeared as the featured guest on Steve's own channel last month? The hypocrisy is absolutely glaring. I'm extremely disappointed in Steve. This is someone who I stuck up for, someone I supported, someone who was no stranger to harnessing my meme and shitposting skills to disparage others, but the moment it gets turned around on him, he can't handle it. In fact, we have a word for that in this community. Bitch made. There's one more aspect of this that I want to address real quick. Steve has been selling the notion that I selected those Mormon videos to concoct the impression that he was coming out as gay. As you can see, I'm literally just going down the line and clicking on the up next videos indiscriminately. As you can see, hardly any of them are about homosexuality, so when Steve tells people I was out to make him look gay, that's just nonsense. In fact, there's another thing that confounds his narrative on that front. When I liked the Spirit Science videos, I literally just clicked on the playlist and liked every video on it. I just wanted to fill up the liked videos playlist with random shit that people know Steve doesn't like. It'd be ridiculous to think that it was Steve doing it. That's kind of what made it funny. Anyway, that's about it. Sorry all this drama hit, folks. If you have any further questions about this, the best place for that would be in the comment section. I've been busy, and I likely will be for the rest of the semester, but I hope to be making more of an appearance pretty soon. And if Steve is watching this, he should know that I'd rather talk to him and see if we can come to an understanding than continue this public shit-flinging circus.